she really doesn't get how quotes actually work. The whole point of quoting someone is word for word, verbatim, not close enough, not kind of what they meant, and definitely not how I interpret it in my head. If it's not what they literally said, then it's not a quote. That's not deep, it's just a definition. But here we are in the upside down. And since we're already knee-deep in this theater of nonsense, can we talk about the thing living rent-free in my brain since watching that board meeting? Tiffany's wig. Yes, I said it. That wig had its own storyline. I don't know what kind of glue was used, but it was giving nope, I'm out energy. Something about her head just looked off, like the hair itself was trying to file for early retirement. That wig was sliding back faster than someone dodging rent on the first of the month. Every time I replayed the clip, I stopped hearing her words and just focused on that hairline trying to leave a meeting. Honestly, the whole saga could be titled The Dictator and the Receding Hairline. And you know what? It's perfectly on brand. It's giving late-night IG Live vibes, except it's happening in a public board meeting. And I'm obsessed with how chaotic that is. But I gotta know, was it a look or a leak? Press 1 if you think that hairline was holding strong. Press 2 if it's a no from you, dog. Because me, I can't unsee it. And now, every time she talks, I'm just waiting for the wig to tap out. Anyway, let's get into the actual mess. The board meeting itself? Straight up chaos wrapped in dysfunction. One speaker got up and said if anyone needed anything, they could just contact him or Keith Freeman. Apparently 24/7. Like there's a customer service hotline for the village of Dalton. Real press 0 for operator energy. Then Tiffany jumps in, defending why staff should still get paid even if things weren't processed correctly or submitted on time. And her big quote, "You must pay to stop." Girl, what? I swear she pulled that off a gas station hoodie and thought it was profound. Dropped it like scripture, and I'm sitting there like, what exactly are we stopping? Reality? Now listen, her basic point was fine. Employees showed up, they worked, they shouldn't be punished just because the paperwork was late. Okay, fair. But the way she shut it down, like her word was final law, like she was on Mount Olympus with a mic in one hand, and Zeus's thunderbolt in the other. Ma'am, this isn't your solo album. You don't get to spit a bar, drop the mic, and walk off stage. This is taxpayer money, not open mic night. Thankfully, one of the trustees wasn't having it. They clapped back, reminding everyone that ordinances were passed requiring hiring and firing to go through the board. You know, checks and balances. Actual governance. Not Tiffany sending major decisions through people's inboxes on a Sunday like it's a brunch invite. They made it crystal clear. This wasn't about attacking staff. It was about protecting the process. Because without a system, what are we even doing? You can't just go rogue and pray it works out later. One trustee even said they had to call Keith on a Sunday just to figure out what was going on because nobody sent the right documents. That's not leadership. That's a crisis hotline. If your board has to chase down basic info, you've already failed. And listen, this next part made me hit pause and holler. Did y'all catch the man sitting next to Tiffany? The way he was staring at her? Oh my God, that was, I'd change my whole life for you energy. Straight, baby, I know your lunch order by heart vibes. He was fully locked in. Eye contact, body turned, smirk loaded, like he was waiting for her to whisper, "Meet me in the parking lot." Emotional adultery on full display. You cannot fake that kind of devotion. Anyway, back to the circus. Another trustee jumped in with the real talk. This isn't about delaying paychecks. It's about having accurate information and following the law. They warn that approving things blindly just to keep the peace is how you end up bankrupt. And guess what? When the budget blows up, it won't be Tiffany catching the blame. It'll be the board holding the flaming bag while Tiffany smiles to the cameras and preaches transparency. And that trustee was dead right. Sitting on the board isn't about optics. It's about protecting the people's money. It means asking tough questions, making hard calls, and not running the village like a Cash App hustle. But Tiffany doesn't want that. She wants sound bites. She wants to rewrite quotes, deliver one-liners, and frame any dissent as disrespect. No, ma'am, this ain't church. Nobody's shouting at men just because you raise your voice to SO. Let's recap. Messy wigs, shady quotes, weird crushes, and taxpayer money being handled like a Snapchat story. Welcome to Dalton. This is the ride we're all stuck on. And just when you think it's over, another person chimes in with pure common sense. They said all this drama could be avoided if deadlines were met. Rules followed. Simple. They gave staff credit for being available on weekends, but also warned, being always on call is not sustainable. The fix isn't burning everyone out. It's building a system that works during regular hours, so people aren't scrambling last minute every single time. But of course, Tiffany couldn't let it end there. She had to jump back in. She said if the board had questions, they could have just called her or the administrator on Friday. Claimed her phone's always on, that she's 24/7 with Keith. And honestly, that's not the brag she thinks it is. Constant late-night texting doesn't scream efficiency. It screams chaos. And honestly, does Kamal know about all this after-hours back and forth? Because something tells me that situation might be a little more than work-related. But I'll leave that one alone. At least for now, it's still wild how someone who preaches transparency and ethics is always locked in a private echo chamber with the same man. And let's be real, Kamal was supposed to be the one with something on the side. The twist? Sis aside, I don't even think she realizes it. Or maybe she does, and she's just playing along. Because the truth would hurt more than the fantasy. Remember, she went on the radio swearing that Kamal's been trying to get a divorce for 4 years. 4 whole years. Girl, if it takes someone 4 years to file paperwork, they're not trying. They're stalling. That's not a relationship. That's a train wreck. And honestly, I'll never understand why Tiffany keeps tying herself to someone like that. She doesn't need him. She's got the presence, ambition, and connections to stand on her own. But instead, she's chasing a man who couldn't find integrity with a flashlight and Google Maps. She acts like she found a diamond, but in reality, he's not the prize. Tiffany used to be the bag. But now, sis became the bag, as in the money. He's chasing paper. And somehow she turned into the paycheck. I don't know how it flipped, but here we are. Now let's talk about her latest meltdown. Tiffany's out here accusing trustees of slacking, claiming they skip committee meetings, don't ask questions, and don't read the documents on the Village app. She keeps yelling, "It's all on the app," like that's supposed to solve everything. Ma'am, if the app actually worked the way you say it does, we wouldn't be having this conversation. She just uses it as a prop, and then she tosses out her signature line. If you need help, reach out. She even gives out her personal number, like she's running a call center. But when people do reach out, silence. Just smoke, deflection, and rehearse lines. Then comes the land bank approvals. Tiffany claimed trustees voted on things they didn't even understand. She waved around some paper about the Buy Black housing program. You know, the one promising free houses and $5,000 homes, and said she'd share it. But of course, she never did. Classic Tiffany. She paraded it like a scroll of justice, swore it was public info, then disappeared with it like it never existed. No follow-up, no receipts, just her word. And we're supposed to accept that because she's the mayor? That's not leadership. That's a one-woman regime. And let's not forget, she even accused the board of misquoting someone during a vote. Meanwhile, she's out here pushing her housing project like she's misunderstood, always the victim. She whines about not getting a fair shot, saying her housing idea deserves the same support as the land bank. But Tiffany's version of transparency is basically, trust me, that's not how government works. Especially not when you're asking people to cough up thousands for a property acquisition process with more red flags than a NASCAR race. Now, about those housing programs she brags about. Let's start with the $1 and $5,000 homes. The fine print is insane. For the dollar homes, buyers have to show $20,000 in liquid cash, be licensed and bonded in Dalton, get a 90-day repair permit, and pass inspections. And if they fail, the Village keeps their $1,000 escrow. Just like that, you lose your money. And it's not just that, it's literally a lottery. 75% of the profits go to the investor, 25% to the village. Tiffany once bragged about how a private inspector saved her from rotten floor joists. Admirable, if it wasn't so hypocritical. Because let's not forget, this is the same woman who once rented a house to a mom and her kids that was infested with black mold, crawling with rats, and had raw sewage in the basement. And guess what? One of her people, yes, someone from her inner circle, approved it as safe. She literally had her crew stamp a hazard as livable. But when she's the buyer, suddenly it's all about third-party inspectors and second opinions. The hypocrisy is off the charts. Now she tells people, go get your own inspectors. But how are we supposed to believe that when she's already proven she'll use friends to greenlight dangerous homes? And then she tries to spin it like the village is making money off the process. Please, this isn't about uplifting the community. It's about her setting the rules, flipping the script, and making sure every road leads back to her. And the $5,000 homes? Even worse. Residents have to live in the home for 5 years, complete all repairs within 90 days, and pass 2 inspections. Sounds fair, until you realize Tiffany controls the permits. And what is she infamous for? Delays. People can't even start fixing their homes because she won't issue the paperwork. It's a setup. She creates the block, watches you stumble, then blames you for not finishing. That's not mismanagement. That's a trap. That's calculated chaos. At the end of the day, it all ties back to control. Tiffany wants all the attention, none of the responsibility. If something goes well, she's right there smiling for the cameras. If it goes wrong, suddenly it's somebody else's fault. But she still wants every ribbon cutting, every headline, every ounce of credit, even when others did the heavy lifting. Somehow, she always spins it like she's a hero, no matter the outcome. And now the visuals, because we have to talk about that hairline. That hairline deserves its own census form. It's so far back. It looks like it's hiding from the drama. I'm just saying, what we call this look, y'all? No forehead left behind? Or should we recommend she bring it back down to a respectful Eddie Winslow line? Right over the brows? If you caught that reference, drop in Eddie W in the comments. It's giving sitcom flashback energy. Anyway, behave out there, because you know I won't. Even if I clown, know this. Mama still loves you. Yes, she does. Peace.